Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back in Swiss Draft territory, Born of the Gods. Just quick reminder, check out this week's MortarPod podcast. If you don't know about our video podcast, Jake and I weekly talk about our F&M standard constructed results as well as talk about some weird cards from the past that have been designed. Also, check out Randy's crap draft, or cube draft videos, rather. He's been posting them on a fairly frequent basis recently. And finally, check out this week's Seems Good Magic card giveaway series, where I give away a free card every week. Okay, so wasted a lot of time there, sorry. On to the pack. We've got Guild as our rare, which I think is actually playable. 4 mana, sorcery speed, kill anything. Seems pretty good to me. Archetype of Imagination is also good, as is Nyxborn Triton, Fall of the Hammer, Rise of the Challenge, Excoriate. This thing kills stuff, though, and gives you a ramp. That seems really good to me. I haven't gotten a chance to play this card yet, so kind of looking forward to it. Okay, next pick. I'm probably fine with Tricarpy. 5 mana for a 2/2 flyer plus opponent sacks a creature, or 5 mana 4/4 flyer. Both of those seem like legitimate options to me. There's also Ari Worshippers, which is a better card than Tricarpy, but it's not like that much better where I want to take it immediately over the Tricarpy. There's also Retraction Helix in here, which is really good. If I take that, it starts me on a blue-black path right away. Either that or the Worshippers does. I mean, Tricarpy's not amazing, though. It is okay. It's definitely playable. Another Fall of the Hammer in here as well. If we're just taking straight best cards, I probably even like the Helix more than the Worshippers, but I think I'm just going to take the Harpy. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. Keeps me on color with the Guild. We don't have to move into a second color yet. Neither of those cards really motivated me to do that. Archetype of Finality. I haven't played it yet. It's probably okay. Grave Robber Spider. I think this card's fine too. See it being more useful when you're in black, as we are. Yeah, nothing really that great in this pack. I mean, Cure's Follower is probably the best card if you're in blue-green, but we're not yet, at least. So I'm kind of thinking the Grave Robber Spider. Snake's fine too. This, to me, I haven't gotten a chance to play a ton of it. Seems like it's okay. I could just take the Archetype of Finality. It's so expensive, though, for a 2/3. It does give all your guys Death Touch, which is cool and all. I don't know. Something about our Archetype of Finality actually bugs me. I don't really like it all that much. Alright, well, there's a Siren in the Silent Song. There's also Pinnacle of Rage. Swordwise Centaur, Mortal's Resolve, some decent green cards. I mean, Siren in the Silent Song's the best card in here. We're in black. I picked a Tricarpy over a Retraction Helix, which might be the only regret. Could also take Stormcaller, but that's moving us into Grixis territory. Could take the Pinnacle just to move us into red-black, which isn't bad, but I don't know. I'm feeling the Siren of the Silent Song. I've played it before. I like it. I think it's a good card. Otherwise, I mean, we could take the Swordwise Centaur if we think we're going to have a hard time moving into blue. There is some good green picks in here already. Well, alright, I changed my mind. I'm actually going to take the Swordwise Centaur. It's not as good as Siren of the Silent Song, but I wasn't 100% sure blue was open right away. Faded Retribution's quite good. Here's some more. Divination and Sphinx's Disciple are both playable blue cards. Pharaoh's Band Trompers, though, are fine. They're a pretty decent hill giant. Weight of the Underworld is removal, but certainly not solid removal. Let's take the Tromper. He can get big. I can play him. Okay. Got Mortal's Resolve here. Another archetype of imagination, which is quite good for blue. But we've got the Noble Quarry, which is a good reason to pick green. This card functionally does a pretty similar thing to Archetype of Imagination. Makes all of your other guys unblockable. Let's take the Noble Quarry here. I like that card a lot. I do like Mortal's Resolve too, but just a big fan of Bestow in general. Okay, so we can take the Nyxborn Eidolon here, or we can take the Mortal's Resolve. Eidolon is, I think, more versatile, which makes me want to take it here over the Mortal's Resolve. Resolve's a better trick against removal. Eidolon's just a better card, I think, all around. In general, I just like Bestow more. I think we're just going to go with the Eidolon. I mean, I understand we're not 100% in black yet. We almost look, I mean, at this point we look more green than black, but I'm motivated enough to stay down the path and see what happens. Necrobite seems pretty playable, especially in a deck with a bunch of fatties. Or potential fatties. Necrobite on something that's Noble Quarry bestowed, or Noble Quarry itself, also seems pretty good. Let's take the Necrobite over the Marsh Mist Titan. Alright, we can easily take Setessan Oathsworn here. We've already got Nyxborn Eidolon, Necrobite, and Noble Quarry, so we've got 3 things to target it with. Otherwise, it's probably Weight of the Underworld as a 4-drop removal spell. Karametra's Favor, I'm definitely not opposed to that card. It ramps you, it's kind of cantrips you, fixes you. I think I'm more interested in that than the Wayfinder. Although the Wayfinder is kind of cool if you have Nemesis of Mortals or something like that. But let's go with the Favor. Alright, Grizzly Transformation seems pretty playable. Slap it on a fatty and just keep getting in. Alright, well, we tabled a Mortal's Resolve. I'd say that's a pretty good sign. I'll take the Claim of Erebus. Continue to cut green and black. So at this point, we are pretty much married to green and black. Decent pack 1. Not that bad. Really looking for some Farika's Menders out of pack 2 and 3. Try and reap some additional value here. Oh, wow. Well, we opened Perforos, so I think we're just going to take that guy. But also there's Nessian Aspen here, which is quite good, as well as Cavern Lampad, Sedge Scorpion. But yeah, we're just going to take the God. That's worth some tickets. The unfortunate thing is Perforos does not lend itself well to being splashed. So we really are just taking Perforos for some tickets. I think he's worth about 4. Surprisingly. That might be a card I hold on to. I feel like Perforos has a lot of chance to go up in value once we see a rotation or something like that. Okay, well, we've got good non-black or green cards in here. Magma Jet, Shipwreck Singer, Triton Fortune Hunter, Curse of the Swine, Observant Dalciad. I think our pick's just Tormented Hero. We look like we can still be beat down pretty well, and Tormented Hero is good for that. We also have a lot of stuff to target it with, so some potential value to be reaped. But yeah, it is a little bit disappointing. This pack is a little bit light on stuff we're looking for. Hopefully we can change that. Alright, Read the Bones, very good. It's also Staunch Hearted Warrior, which is also very good. Those two are definitely, one of those is definitely the pick. So, I mean, how much stuff do we have to target with Staunch Hearted Warrior? I really do like Staunch Hearted Warrior a lot. We have Mortal's Resolve, Claim of Erebus if we play it, but we're probably not. Karametra's Favor, Eidolon, Necrobite, Transformation, Noble Quarry. There's already so much stuff to target it with. I feel like that's a big old threat we could play. At the same time, I really do like Read the Bones a lot. Nets you more card advantage, more value. I think we're going to take the Staunch Hearted Warrior. I'd like to get him out of the way now. maybe even get a second one, possibly. But, I mean, having heroic guys with Bestow is really, I think, the key to this format. Alright, so now we have Battlemaster, Savage Surge, Nylea's Presence. I think we can take the Battlemaster. If we get the full cycle of dudes, I'll feel pretty good. And then we can really focus on good heroic spells and other stuff like that. Alright, wow. This is the pack for us. There's Time to Feed, there's Nylea's Emissary, there's Farika's Mender. Emissary does double duty since it's insane on any of our heroic guys as well as a creature on its own. Time to Feed is awesome with any of our heroic guys, and it doubles as a removal spell. We don't have a ton of amazing stuff with Time to Feed besides the heroic guys, but having 3 is probably enough, and it gains us life. We're most likely to wheel the Farika's Mender, but I don't know. It depends on if anybody else is in those colors. I think we're going to go with the removal. As much as I want that Emissary, I really do want that Emissary bad, but we're going to take the Time to Feed. Let's see here. We can take the Marauders. They're not that great in this deck, but they could get better over the next pack and a half. Alright, Voyage's End is definitely the best card in this pack. There's also Vulpine Goliath, which we could potentially play, though it's not super likely. I think I'm going to hate the Voyage's End. I usually don't like hating, but Voyage's End is just so good against the plan we're trying to do. Such a phenomenal tool against us. I'm going to hate it. Because I feel like we're not going to end up short on playables. I might be wrong, but Cutthroat Maneuver is great in this deck with the 2 heroic guys we already have. I like that a lot. Alright, well, we tabled Acolyte. There's also Viper's Kiss and Fade into Antiquity. I don't think we're playing Acolyte. There's really not a lot of stuff we need to ramp into. Fade into Antiquity is legit. I could take that here. Sideboard material or main deck material. Viper's Kiss, I guess, is mostly sideboard material. So, alright, I guess I can go with the Fade into Antiquity. You can totally main deck this. Let's cut the Claim of Erebus. I doubt we're playing that. Oh, well, we got a second one. Now I kind of wish I'd taken the Viper's Kiss. Let's hate the Shipwreck Singer, only because I think it's pretty good. Load some Cato Bleepus, even though we're in green. I don't like it. I don't think it's that good of a card. I don't like paying 6 mana for 3 3s. Hedonist, not that great, but it's a 2-drop, so could be a game plan if we're short on early stuff to do. At least something to sideboard into. Definitely take the Nylea's Presence here. I like it. Fixes our mana, as well as nets us a card. Gives us a little bit of green devotion, which currently isn't useful, but who knows. Alright, we can take the Fleet Feather Sandals. Not likely to play them, but there's a chance. I'm trying to think what my first cut of this deck is. I mean, at this point, with the Favor and the Presence, I feel like I could actually splash. But once again, too bad Perforos is not a good splash. It's just not worthwhile. We're a little bit short on removal, so I am glad we picked up the Time to Feed. We've only got Mortal's Resolve Trick, Fade, Time to Feed now, Necrobite, kind of, Guild, Cutthroat Maneuver. I mean, we have tricks, but I want more hard removal like Guild. I do think we're getting cut in black, but at this point I'm a little bit too far along to back out of it, I think. But once again, if I see something worth splashing, there's a real chance that we can make that happen, which is, I guess, a great reason to go into green. You get cool cards like Karametra's Favor and Nylea's Presence to help you diversify, open up to a lot of different color options. Open Hammer of Perforos again, too. Jeez. Well, there's Ordeal, which is pretty awesome. There's also Read the Bones, which is pretty awesome. Disciple of Phoenix, not as good in this deck. We're already a little bit heavy on the 4-drops. This card's so strong. Should I just shift into red this pack? Just take the hammer and see if I can get enough black out of this to make this deck work. I doubt that's going to happen. Just doesn't seem realistic. I mean, it would certainly spice this deck up. Just something this deck needs, but just don't think it's going to happen. Alright, I guess we take the Ordeal. It's pretty awesome with the Tormented Hero. And it's cheap. And it's good with all of our heroic guys as well. Alright, well, we can take the Asp. There's also Destructive Revelry. I'm a huge Asp fan. If you've watched the videos, you definitely know that. Wait, we're not even in red. We can't even make Destructive Revelry work. Dark Betrayal's a good sideboard option, especially since I feel like we've been getting cut on black, but I'd rather have the Asp here. It's certainly more playable. Alright, we get a Nemesis and an Asp too on this. I mean, that's pretty awesome. We are a little bit creature light, aren't we? So I think we're going to go with the Nemesis here to diversify. Plus, you know, if our cheap creatures die, I want to be able to play Nemesis cheaply. I do like the second Asp here as well, but just can't deny that Nemesis Immortals. This card's so good. Alright, so now we have Shredding Winds, Viper's Kiss, Hunt the Hunter. Some definite sideboard options. What's my cut? Perhaps the Nylea's Presence seeming less necessary. So really it's Shredding Winds, Hunt the Hunter, or Viper's Kiss. All of which are sideboard options. I don't think a ton of people are playing green, so Hunt the Hunter seems a bit worse. Unless just a ton of green was opened. We've got some reach, so maybe Shredding Winds isn't as good. But I think in general, Shredding Winds probably the best. So I guess we can take it for those bomb flyers. It seems the least narrow, I guess. Alright, get a second time to feed. Also a Courser. We are a bit short on creatures. But I think the time to feeds are just too good with our heroic guys. So I've got to take that one. It's just a little too good. And then our next cut is probably the Karametra's Favor. The fixing and the ramp seem less and less necessary now. So we'll cut the Karametra's Favor. The next cut is likely the Mogasi's Marauders. If I can cut that, I'd like to. Doesn't seem that great in this deck. I mean, out of nowhere, I guess it can make a Asp or a Nemesis unblockable, but in general, not that impressed. Alright, we're going to take the second Asp here, definitely. Getting a lot of 5-drops, I guess, but we can always bring back Karametra's Favor if that becomes an issue. Wow, some good options here. I think we're just going with the Leaf Crown Dryad. Very versatile. Bestow is great, especially in a deck with the full suit of heroic guys that we have. I also like Feral Invocation, Warrior's Lesson, and the second Staunch Hearted Warrior, but it's just not going to happen. We can easily play this over the Hedonist. Next cut is maybe the Grizzly Transformation or Necrobite. I guess I could just cut the main deck Fade into Antiquity as well. I mean, these two are better options in most matches, whereas Fade is probably better in certain matches. Oh, wow. Well, Voyaging Satyr is something we need a lot, but Anthusa is pretty amazing too. Especially in here when we've got like some actual cheap ways to get her turned on. We are getting top heavy though, which makes me want to do the Satyr. I could probably pretty easily cut the Shrike Harpy, as sad as that is. I think that's probably what we're going to do. I guess we can cut Fade as well. Let's take Anthusa. I mean, I want the Voyaging Satyr, obviously, but Anthusa's so good. Let's cut Fade. Here's Read the Bones. Happily take that. I don't know what we're cutting for it yet, but we'll figure that out. Let's cut the Shrikeharpy, I guess. What are we going to hate out of here? Guess we could hate Destructive Revelry. We've got a few enchantments. I would prefer to not get killed, destroyed. Let's take the Viper's Kiss for the old sideboard. Got a good late game plan in here. A little bit concerned about our early game plan, but we've got some good value. Oh, cool, we got the Hunt the Hunter. All right, so we're going to take that. More sideboard options. If we get that Minder on the wheel, that would be sick. I think this pack is the one. Or was that a pack ago? Now I can't even remember. It's been so long. Well, either way, we didn't get it. So let's take the March of the Returned, I guess. Hedonist, sure. Okay, so we've got a deck. Here's 23 cards. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't have any problems with this deck. A little bit short on removal, but we've got tricks. Karametra's Favor might be something I'm considering now. Not the presence, but this, since it's actually ramp, I'm debating. A lot of bomb green stuff. This is 23. Okay. So I think we are top heavy enough where I probably want to play the Karametra's Favor. The thing is, taking out something like Tormented Hero for it makes it a worse card, as odd as that is. So I think it's more likely I'll take out a Grizzly Transformation or a Necrobite for it. And probably the Transformation. I could see Necrobite being more useful. So why don't we trade these up so I have more ramp. Although, I mean, yeah, this is ramp. It's just slower ramp. So there is that, I admit. We are a bit top heavy. Like I said, this is like 6. This is like 5, 4, but these also double as bears, so I could see them easily being played as like that in this deck. So many ways to target Stephenson, Staunch-Hearted, and Battlemaster. Yeah, this deck looks good. It looks good. I have no complaints. Enough ways to win. Not a ton of bombs, but the bombs we have are good. Got some removal. Not a ton, but enough. Double time to feed Guild. Mortal's Resolve. Necrobite, kind of. So, yeah, this looks fun. We'll give it a try. Certainly more green than black. What do they say? 13-4. I don't like that. Let's try 10-7. That way we get the Tormented Hero chance on turn 1 a little bit easier. And we still have a very good chance of getting the turn 2 Swordwise Centaur. Okay. Yeah, this deck's alright. It's not too shabby. I'd probably rate it maybe a 7 out of 10, something like that. Not too bad. Not too ridiculous. But we shall see how we do. I'll see you round 1.